We're going to assume everything's working. Camera angles are going to be a little bit crazy with this project. Suppose I could sit down and make myself at home since I live here. If I need anything else while I'm up, I don't think so. A whole buttload of primer. I think that's enough. Yikes. And some water through this airbrush. Ooh, tell you what, this is a big boy. Big boy. I think I might have to go and do some sanding around the middle, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it primed so I can see what I need to hit. It is a waste of time. Reach around here to the fan. Ooh, trigger finger's getting tired. Make her tell. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm getting back on here. I know it's been a couple weeks. I've been kind of radio silent. This thing has been a pain in the butt, just the size. But I finally got my printer calibrated. I had my other printer like it was. Some of these layers are cracked and stuff because I overbaked the layers a little bit. I had it tuned a little too high. And I should have went with my gut rather than the little calibration thing, but anyway, I should be back in business now. I've gotten out of the habit of showing all my prep time. I don't really stream that anymore. The only reason I'm streaming this is because well, it's going to take a couple hours, and it's been a minute since I fed the algorithm. Got to keep the bots happy. What did I use for the seams? Well, some of the seams I used plastic wood and water. Some of these surfaces, like these white seams. I can't really see. Hold on. On camera. Yeah. So these white seams, that's plastic wood, and that's for like kind of smaller gaps. I had to use some putty and some green stuff putty to fill in some really big cracks. I had a pretty bad misprint distorted corner in there, and so I did my best to repair it. I'm gonna go, now that I can see things better, I'm definitely going to go back and hit this patch right through here, smooth all that out. I'll do all that tomorrow after this dries. But yeah, I just got to the point where I felt like I couldn't see what I was doing, so I was like, I'll just go ahead and prime it, and then I'll go back and patch up what I need to patch up. But yeah, this thing is a monster. Oh, I wouldn't do acetone. Acetone's too strong. Just do, hold on, I'll show you what I use. This airbrush refill anyway, it's getting too loud. Where you at? This is the stuff right here. This plastic wood from DAP. Use this mixed in with some water till it's like a yogurt almost, and you can just flow that right into the, to most crevices. Like 90% of this is 90% of what I use. I only use like green stuff whirl putty or like resin putty for like anything really big. And that's basically to rebuild something or to resculpt something. Like I had to do on this corner here. So like on this, his little finger here, you see that little green spot? That was where I used some green stuff whirl putty and just kind of resculpted it. So different, you know, different materials for different uses. The green stuff whirl putty is more, like I said, more sculptable, more shapeable. The plastic wood is great for just like a flow. Like you can put it in, you can just wipe it, just like take a wet paper towel when it's still wet, you know, it stays workable for a couple minutes. Just wipe it off, you get a nice clean line, and then give it a, I like to sand it down, you know, just to kind of work it in, but this stuff works great. And it's cheap. Good and cheap are always good things, right? I think I got my audio tuned up too high. Let me turn it down. Sorry if I was yelling. I get excited about cheapness. All right, let me turn it down a little bit. Am I going to use tape? Yeah, you know, to be honest, I haven't decided because he's got a lot going on. He's got a lot going on in that skirt. But I printed them at a large enough size that masking it off probably wouldn't be as big a deal as I think. Well, see, no, you got to mask off the under. It depends if you're working outside in or inside out. If I do the top color first and then seal it and then mask it and then spray the inside color, that could work. But I think I may just brush. I think I may just do the inside coat with airbrush, and then I'll do the you know, all the stuff on the skirt, all the raised areas. I think I might just do all that with a brush, to be honest. Painting, because painting metal is tricky, right? Like, you can't leave brush strokes in it, so you got to be really super light with it. You got to make sure you dilute it with like alcohol instead of water. Or, sorry, not alcohol, paint thinner. Or not paint thinner, fucking airbrush thinner, Jesus. Airbrush thinner and dilute it with that. That'll help it go on, you know, that'll help with the application when you use a brush. But you got to be real careful to just like, you kind of got to keep moving. Like if you miss a spot, you have to wait till everything dries, then you can go back and get it. Try to go back and mess with it while everything's wet, you end up like screwing it up. I didn't enlarge them. I printed them at the size that you know they provided, which is still pretty freaking big. Like I think he's gonna end up being something like 29 inches whenever I'm done, all said and done. So, but you know, in my heart, I couldn't make a Galactus smaller. Like I couldn't bring myself to scale it down. I started to scale it down, and I was like, you know, this doesn't feel right. My nerd senses won't let me do this. And so, yeah, I just printed them out at 100% size. And also, I just got a larger printer. I just got a M3 Max. I just got an M3 Max, so I've been itching to do something kind of big, and this fit the bill. And this is going to be probably my last statue of the year. I've got a couple more statues for holiday gifts that I'm going to be making. That'll be the rest of November and December. But I'm probably not going to make a video of those. I'm probably just going to make them I may just stream it. Let's see. Suppose I did that out of order. Should have picked it up here first. Well, it's not like I don't have to go back and do some other stuff. It's just one step of many. I'm very happy I upgraded this airbrush box earlier in the year. There's no way I'd been able to do this. I didn't have this much room. Hosing it down. Yeah, the paint job on this is actually not going to be too big of a deal. There's not a whole lot of like extra stuff to paint, and he's mostly two colors, so I think hopefully once I get into it, start laying in the base coats, have a better idea what I'm up against. But some of this stuff I'm gonna have to go in with a brush prime. It's too tight. I can't see. What percentage? It was just whatever the 100% size is, but he ended up being like, it's gonna end up being like 29 inches tall. So yeah, I was saying I couldn't bring myself to scale him down, even though I really don't have a place to put a toddler sized statue. But I'm gonna make room. We're gonna work this out. Oh, man, that's heavy. All right. Lift it by the keyhole. Yeah, that thing is no joke. I did decide I'm not gonna do like the comic book like bright shiny version. I think I'm gonna wash them. I'm gonna wash it all down. So it's got some darkness, but I don't want to go like the movie. You know, the darkness that he had in the new movie. That's too bland. So it's gonna be kind of somewhere in between. You know, like it's gonna have the comic booky kind of color palette, but I think I'm gonna wash it down so it's not so bright. I don't want big old brightness. Big shiny ass Galactus in the corner of my office watching me work. Nobody needs that. I don't need that kind of pressure, Galactus. Definitely have to do a little bit of work down in there. Leave that be. I think I'm gonna gloss them. I think I'm just gonna be glossy for the most part. And I just want them to be like. I just want the metal to be like toned down, you know, and worn, kind of worn down, but not like just darker. Just darker, I guess is the what I'm going for. Which should be pretty easy to do. I don't want to like, well, I don't know, do I? Let's say I don't want to like grunge it up, but I kind of do actually. Kind of wash it all over, dab up what I can, and then I'll go back and dry brush some of the metal back on anyway to make it shiny again. So I'll play with it. But I do have it in my head. So that's the first part. You know what? Having this turntable is handy as shit. I'm glad I decided to leave it in the box. I put tape on it so I can, when I'm ready, when I clean up the box, I can just just get rid of the tape layer and put a new tape layer on. My lazy Suzanne stays nice and clean. Good job, Suzanne. I just noticed there's a little failure right there too. That corner didn't come all the way down. I don't care. Call it battle damage. So many little angles. This thing, it's like, I feel like better safe than sorry, you know? It's not like this is going to be the first or the last coat of prime anyway. Not long to do. Now, let's see if I can pick this bad boy up. Where's that keyhole at? Yeah, definitely got a little more repair work to do. But it's starting to look like something. All right, let's make sure our airbrush is loaded. Back to camera 2. We'll just start from the top here. Oh, it's gonna be a long shift. Just doing this. drops. And a minute. Ooh, yeah. Get some hot sauce. Let's see here. Alligator clips. Are you tall enough? You are not tall enough. Well, you're not tall enough to go that direction. Oh, it's too heavy. Got some weight. Okay, that was a bad idea. Get some meat hooks. I'll just hang this up. I'll just hang this up right now. Let my arm rest. Jeez. All right. Let's see. What can I use that will solve my problem? Problem being, the stick is too long, not long enough, but it's too heavy for me to hold for a long period of time. And the answer, I believe, is this. It's too long. See if that'll do the trick. Real-time problem solving. Oh, that hole's too far away. Center of gravity just a little bit. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Pincher's Apparel. It's old Goonie reference. God damn, I'm old. All right. Whew. That's lovely. Now I don't have to worry about holding it up. When my little gun gets jammed, I can clear it. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm using. Using Vallejo. It's my go-to. I don't know how they manufacture it, but it does. It really just levels out nicely. You can just go ham on it. Like you can just really lay it down, and it just does a nice level. I got an extra. I had a print failure, so I got an extra piece that I'm gonna use for testing. Later, I'll make sure to find that as well, because I'm still not 100% convinced on the colors that I've chosen. So many little ridges. Gotta make sure to get all of them from different angles. All right, there we go. Whew. Yeah, this is definitely going on a hook. Actually, most of these pieces may have to go on a hook. I don't know. I did not take. I did not take this into consideration. How big these things are when they go to when they need to be dry. When they need to dry. All right. I may need to set the bigger ones aside. Figure those out. Torso and the upper body. Smaller pieces I can mount sticks. The arms and medium-sized pieces can hang up. But these big pieces, I don't know. I just feel like I may have to stand them up, let them kind of dry together. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll let the base dry a little bit more. I'm gonna have to sand and do a whole bunch of shit with it anyway. So then I'll do the boots. I should do the boots next. I'll let them dry, and then I'll put the legs on top of the boots. And that can just stand. I wish I put magnets in this thing now. I thought about it for a brief second. I was like, that's too much work. Plus, he's really kind of heavy, so I'm not trusting magnets with this. I'm gonna go epoxy, 2-part epoxy to do the final assembly. All right, let's get this. Let's get these boots done. Let's get these little booties done next. Dusting. These are like freaking toddler shoes. At some point, my kid had feet this size. that is crawling. Trying to figure out, because I do want to break up some of the, you know, purple, pink, blue color scheme. So I'm trying to figure out some places where I can add some chrome and other stuff. What's up, Bean? How's it going? Sorry, I was looking away from the chat. I'll let these little booties dry. Then I can. Those will become the stands, so that I can let the lower body dry. Get these boots done. Working with some big pieces. I've not worked with it. I mean, this is the biggest statue I've done all year. And I started with the good size Thanos. But yeah, I think this is probably gonna be my last villain of the year. We'll do a couple gift statues. I'm not gonna make videos on those though. I might live stream my work, but I'm not gonna make a video from it. And then during my December work break, I'll start another big project. Start of the year. Start putting something fun. I don't know what yet. I haven't decided. I'm thinking maybe a Superman. I've been doing villains for a whole year. Maybe like start with the hero of the heroes. Kind of where my mind is going, but I also was kind of thinking about doing a Fantastic Four, since I'm doing this Galactus. It'd be pretty cool to have a Fantastic Four diorama. That's a lot of work though. I don't know if I want to commit to that. That's 4 characters basically. It's a lot of printing, a lot of painting for one project to get finished. So I may wait on that for a little while. I also have a Deadpool, a Wolverine I need to do. I got a bunch of X-Men I need to do. Ooh, I got a Storm. I I need a storm for my collection. Storm is always one of my favorites. I think I got that. I think that has sufficiently got. Try upright. While I do some other things. How about this other arm? Oh, and we learned our lesson from the first time, didn't we? I'm gonna put this up on an armature because it's a heavy mother effer. This time we're going to be a little bit smarter about it. Oh, so smart. Sometimes I impress myself. All right. Witness me. Oh, it's off balance. Tilt this whole spiel back a little bit. Oh. Perfectenschlag. What do I think of the bamboo P2? I don't have an opinion. I don't have a bamboo. I don't know anything about it. I wish I could help you. I'm very happy with my Anycubic, the Mono series. I have an M7 and an M3. I'm very happy with both of them. They are workhorses, and the M7 is so fast. So fast. Alright, well hold on, that's too high. Let's reorient this a little bit. Just move out of the way. Tilt again. All right, see if that'll work. There we go. At least now you can see it. All right, back in business. Ooh, all right, this thing is much larger and going to be much more time consuming than I anticipated. Even though it's a very simple color scheme, it's just a whole lot. It's a whole lot of statue. No matter how you cut it. A lot of primer. I hope I got enough. Haven't gotten to the big pieces yet. Lots and lots of little nooks and crannies in this thing. You don't really see them until you start to have to paint them. Then they're just popping up all over the place. And you just catch them at the right angle in the light. It's the only way to tell. Alright, let's do some of these smaller pieces now. We'll get on to the main event. Still don't know how the F I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I want to paint this a different color or not. This is like the little logo that goes on the base, but I don't know if it's an actual logo. So I don't know if I want to make it like his armor colors, or just do the steel, like the steel metal that I'm gonna do for the rest of the base. I'm gonna do like a weathered steel outlook, and then those little circles I'm gonna give them a little bit of a glow. OSL action. I need to find an effect paint to do the glow, like that Tesseract glow. I need to find a version of that, but for blue. Do. Alright, Boots, I'll give you a few more minutes to dry, and then I gotta put you to work. Oh, I'm gonna fall over. Alright. My mic battery has lasted this long. I thought it was about dead, but I was mistaken. Just over and out. Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna mask off this thing or not. Because also, the texture in this model, it doesn't have to be like a perfectly sheen like metal, like polished metal, because it's got a lot of texture and it's really rough. That's also why I want to wash it down, because I think the black wash going into all the little cracks and stuff is really going to give it a lot of really cool detail. So yeah, I think that solidifies my decision. I think I'm going to brush paint it. I'll do a base coat with the airbrush, but then I'm going to brush paint the rest of the metal, the blue parts of the metal. And the thing is with that, it's like when you brush one part, you kind of have to brush the whole thing. But he has two separate halves, so I might can get away with it. But then I'd have to mask off parts of it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit mixture of both. Trying to mask that off though, that's too much. Masking off his torso might be doable. It's big, but masking off the skirt, no, that's way too much. Sorry, just looking over at the paint desk, trying to visualize it. I'm glad I decided to keep these little head pieces separate. It'll make it easier to paint. Instead of trying to negotiate around on the inside and around stuff. To give me access, a little more access to make some details pop out a little bit. The head was what was misprinted. Didn't notice it until I went to shoot some thumbnail photos, and there's some wobble in the first print. That was pretty nasty. And if it was anywhere but the head, I could probably get away with it, but it's his helmet, so it's like the thing that people see is like his helmet. So I had to just reprint it. I had to bite the bullet and reprint it. I'm glad I did though, like I said, because it was good to do in pieces. Speaking of, I'm gonna use my little claw thing here a little more effectively. And do some of these, you know, multiple. Do it once. I'm not trying to hold a bunch of itty bitty pieces. Oh, I can't wait to chrome out this little Silver Surfer too. He's gonna be very cool. I got some chrome, Revell, I think is what it's called, and it's like I watched a guy use it on YouTube. It looks perfect. So hopefully it is perfect. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Paint tree, baby. Hands-free painting. That's what I like. That's how I like to roll. All right, got the surfer and the head. And I can do the body. Hurts. Way. Oh wait, no, if I put the if I put the legs in the boots, they're gonna dry inside. That's not good. Can't do that. I'm gonna have to hang up these big ass pieces. All right, I have to go get a coat hanger. I don't know if the hooks I have will handle his weight. So I'm gonna put these little boots over here. They're not gonna hurt anything. They're mostly dry now. Just need time to cure completely. Let's paint this bulky ass head here. A little bit dusted so that I'm not locking in a bunch of particles. Like that. All right, buddy, let's do this. Top down. It's a big chunk of resin. There you go, buddy. Stay with me. All right. Surfer. Gotta be a little more delicate. A bunch of little pieces that I want to break off. I'm looking forward to this as like a test case because I do want to do a full size, like a 1/6 scale Silver Surfer. But I've been really looking to find the right chrome, and I'm really hoping that this Revell chrome that I got as a rattle can, I really hope that's going to be the solution. Because I just want it to be a nice, I want it to be a reflective chrome. Like I want it to be just as reflective as I can get. And I've had a really hard time finding it, but I think this is the one. Like I said, I saw a dude using it on YouTube, and it looked like it's worth a try. So I bought a can, And I'm going to use it to paint this little dude, and hopefully a bigger version of him sometime in 2026. Stick. Oh, that doesn't feel safe. Better. Whew, all right. Got a desk full of, I'm gonna have to figure out some camera solutions here, because these pieces are very, very large. When I go to paint them, I don't know how I'm gonna keep it all on camera. I may have to just like extend my desk or something. All right, give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, now let's get this bucket out of the way. Let's test out these hooks. Make sure I don't get myself into trouble. All right, I'll be fine for that one. Okay, well this one's not as heavy as it looks. I thought this was going to be super heavy. Alright, that'll be fine. Oh, it makes me so nervous hanging that much weight. But it must be done. Alright, let's do this guy first. Tell you what, this Harder and Steenbeck airbrush is a workhorse, man. Especially with this big 5mm cup on it. You just go and go and go. It's fantastic. Gotta keep the nozzle clean, like any airbrush really. But as long as you don't have any stuff drying on the tip of it, this thing is awesome. Whew, trigger finger's getting tired. I don't do a lot of like really big projects, so when I do, I find that I always hit some sort of limitations. Last time I was limited by the size of my airbrush box, so I fixed that. Now I'm just limited by stamina and how long I can hold this freaking airbrush. This is a lot. This thing is just drinking primer. Drink it up. All right, I gotta figure out how I can move this so that I can lift it up. Use the old paintbrush and the keyhole trick. But actually, I can grab it right there, right there. Yeah. Sure, it's okay. The weight of it wants to lean back on that tank. All right, everything's kind of dry, so I'm going to go into end stream right here. Catch you next time.